And a good morning, good afternoon, or good evening to you, ladies and germs. Elton's McFall here. Yep, I am in Montreal, Quebec, Canada, where I was born and raised. I've been living here in the Hochelaga borough for 11 years, surprisingly, because for many years I actually thought about moving. And originally, of course, I wanted to do this in the park a block away from my place, but unfortunately, there's already too many people here. And the picnic table, which was clear and well lit like this is here, there were people nearby, and there were a lot of people doing yoga in the center of the park. I'm like, oh my God, this is not going to work, you know. So here I am on Ontario Street, actually right next to this amazing church, which I've shown in quite a few videos. So, with the modern cars going by in the background, whatever. Yeah, here's this Monte Carlo that a friend of mine gave me a few years ago. It was a snap kit. It was a lowrider kit. It had the lowrider wire wheels, like 12-inch with no white walls, which I don't like. I mean, I love lowriders, but I don't like lowriders that don't have white wall tires. I just find it doesn't make any sense, quite frankly. And it's just justifiably so. Lowrider, crazy paint jobs, metallics, graphics, wire wheels, white walls, fender skirts, etc., etc. That's the lowriding way. And since this car encapsulates did I say that right? Encapsulates the whole malaise era, but in terms of like the grandiose, still in effect more than ever, the personal luxury coupe, or if you want entry-level luxury. Well, the Monte Carlo was it, man. This was the car to have. And next to which was selling in the same category, the best-selling car in the 70s was, of course, the Oldsmobile Cutlass Supreme, specifically the Cutlass Supreme Coupe. So this is alongside of that, but must have been cheaper, of course. You know what would really be funny is if the guy who lives somewhere around here, he's got a Monte Carlo like this. I think it's a 73, 74. It's a dark red with a white top. So anyway, the car was molded in metallic blue, stripped whatever kind of crappy, I don't even know if it was paint or watercolor paint my friend put on there. He also put these stickers on the sides and the hood, so those took quite a while to take off with paint thinner and stuff. And it's a snap kit, so it took me only a week to put together, actually. And it wasn't very difficult. And the wheels and tires, those are AMT old wheels and tires. And the funny thing is about those wheels is that I built a 69 Chevelle in the same kind of bright red with those same type of wheels. And what's interesting about those wheels, I find, is that they look like wheels from a 70s Lincoln, like a Continental or a Town Car, a New Yorker, cars of that type. And the bright red is a paint from Canadian Tire. It's a painter's touch paint. Maybe I'll just let this truck go by. Yeah, you drink a lot of beer in Montreal. Well, there's a beer truck here, and there's a beer truck right there. It's, Oh yeah, and I didn't have the mirrors for it, so whatever. I found this spotlight from whatever kid, and I added it on there. I'm like, well, that's good enough, Of course, I did the white vinyl top, which was popular, and of course, at that time also white vinyl interior was very, very popular as well. And again, it's nice. What's great about these snap kits is you don't have to glue anything together. There's no fumes. I love that, because that's the thing I really, even after all these years, I don't really like. I have a small apartment. It's not like I have a garage or a basement to do this in. So this stuff, kind of smells. This is actually not bad. This is what I wanted to do. I actually thought about filming this car pretty much over there next to the church there, literally kind of like on the, not the sidewalk, but something like that. There's a little trucking for you in the morning, and try to show you the inside a bit there. Can't really see too well. Underneath is pretty obvious. I wish I would have sat a little bit lower. It's actually at the lowest stance it could be. See, there's nothing simple. The hood doesn't open. All I did was take a chrome marker, like all the moldings, and do the exhausts, and it's a sweet ride. I really love it. Merci encore Mathieu m'avoir donné ce modèle-là. I said thanks again, my friend Mathieu, for giving me this model. And trying to think what else I could tell you about it. Not really much else. Yeah, very nice paint, and not excellent. Like, especially the hood is great. but the roof and the trunk are not amazing. You can see in the shade there. Well, you're gonna get the street cleaner going by. No, there it goes actually. It's always the ones I don't like too. They never run those Freightliner cab overs I like around here anymore. And when I mean Freightliner cab over, I mean the one basically like Ford bought the patent, I guess, from or Freightliner bought the patent off the Ford Cargo there. Now, how about a little bonus? Let me just stop this a sec. I was gonna stop and take some pictures. I want to do this actually in one take. So I figure, why not do a little extra go along with things? And how about my 76, my Johan 76 Eldorado, which has never seen the light of day until right now, that I did like, I don't know, 30 years ago, give or take, 31 years ago, I don't know. And I definitely remember buying this at a store where the guy who owned the store, he sold a shitload of die-cast cars. He had freaking model kits from the guy had model kits, man, from the floor all the way to the ceiling, and he had a few Johans. And I remember he even had a 60 Plymouth Fury police wagon I wanted, but I don't know, it was expensive even at that time, over 30 years, like 30 years ago, it was like, I don't know, I think he wanted like 30 to 50 bucks for it or something. But I did buy that Eldorado, and very glad to have too, because I would definitely love to do this model again. And definitely one of my favorite builds that I kept. I sold a lot of models, as I've said in previous videos. I sold a lot of my old models I built over the years. The ones that weren't the best. Maybe there's a couple also I regret selling, but still, I'm really glad I didn't sell that. I didn't sell the Johans because they're pretty much the most valuable. They're very well made models. It's almost as if their plastic is like of a higher quality, like thicker than other plastics. Paint is on this guy's acrylic. I also really went to town actually on the motor detail. Look at that. See? Again, I did all the plumbing there. I only did that for 2-3 cars actually. I never did that more than that because it's a lot of work, and I pretty much now more than ever want to produce as much as possible. Actually, I really had to scrub this paint though. It was really like kind of oxidized, you know. I mean, I used to be a smoker, eh? So that can get into paint with the dust and all that, and I can't even, hang on a second, guys. Jesus Christ. Rah! Yeah, it's actually nice being out here though. I don't care really too much about the cars going by in the background. I think it just adds to it, and that's a labor of love, so to speak. You know, okay, so next time maybe I'll try to do that again in the park, but again, it's summertime. I couldn't believe it. Not even 9 o'clock in the morning, there's all these people there, and there's some more trucking for you there. Where's this thing going to be in like 10, 12 years? Are they still on the road? I don't know. So that's about it. I guess I'll probably go and upload that right now when I get home. And I think I got a wheel that's loose here. Yeah, the 500 cubic inch, man, the largest production V8 at the time. Yeah, there's no lack of noise here. So, see, I even painted the white walls, the colored keyed hubcaps, and yeah, that's about it. Now, especially for you younger folks, because unfortunately, building model cars or model kits in general has become pretty passé. It's very old school. Most people who do this are like people around my age or much older even. So it's really cool if a young person gets involved, you know. And like that last model I did, that Dodge van there, the black one, there was this kid towards the end, he's coming up, he's all curious about it. He's like, I don't know how old he was, 12, 13. And I told him about it. I said, yeah, you know, get into it, man. It's very rewarding when you do this stuff. But I said, you gotta have patience, and practice makes perfect as well, you know. So that's it, boys and girls. I hope you enjoyed that. I'm trying not to get my shadow in the spot there. Thanks for watching, and bye-bye.